Michael Neeley here, founder of the Infinite List and Authority Academy, podcast coach, and host of 6 shows and international best-selling author, here to share with you what may prove to be the best business advice you get all decade. The sheer number of entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches that I run into who have zero clue about what I'm about to share with you is absolutely baffling to me. But I suppose it shouldn't surprise me. Most of those people got into business in order to share their valuable message, their own work out in the world. It's not like they just came out of Wharton Business School or have any formal training as an entrepreneur. And sadly, that's also why most of them are destined to struggle and fail. I don't want that to be you. That's why I became a coach in the first place, to help entrepreneurs just like you to reach success faster, cheaper, and dare I say, safer than ever before. As a 7-figure business owner who's been at it for more than 10 years, I can tell you that the numbers I'm about to share with you are critical to your success. They'll support you in your ability to scale, and they'll support you when you are in doubt about your own success. Always keep in mind that business is just a numbers game. So, take a moment to shake it off, all right? Shake off the frustration, release any feelings of overwhelm, and clear your energy to allow all that is possible. We can make this fun. Let's start playing. Now, if you haven't downloaded the worksheet yet, please hit the button to download at the bottom of this page and grab it for yourself. To be clear, some of what I will lay out for you in this video might not make sense right now. You'll have to trust me for a while until you hit certain thresholds. Thresholds you're going to hit much faster if you follow my advice. Okay, the first numbers you need to be looking at is your list size and your list growth. Now, if you haven't reviewed these details before, we're going to have to fill in some back numbers with simple math. So let's start with your current list size. What is it? Do you have 100, 1,000, or 10,000 on your list at this very moment? Pause the video and go and look. All right, next up, how much did your list grow last year? Now, if you didn't take a measurement at the end of the year, you'll likely not know the answer to this one. Not to worry, just take the number of years you've been in business and divide that into your total list size. In other words, if your list is sitting at 1,200, and you've been in business for 3 years so far, you're growing your list by approximately 400 each year. You got that? Simple math. Do this with your own numbers and see what you come up with. Now, keep in mind that the actual numbers are not necessarily relevant to anything yet. They're just measurements. So be honest, as these are for your eyes only, and fudging your numbers is only screwing you, no one else. Now let's look at your list again and calculate how many people on your list have ever bought from you. You can typically do this by sorting your list based on purchases or invoices. Look at the total contacts on your list that have ever spent any money with you. Not those who got something for free. We want buyers only. Now, take that number and divide it by your total list size. So let's say you found that of your list of 1,200 people, only 120 of them have ever bought anything from you. I chose this number for easy math, but I want you to be very specific. And you may find, especially if you're just starting out or if you have a really small list, that it is a high percentage that have bought from you. I mean, heck, it might even be that your list is only comprised of people who've ever bought anything from you. And that's fine. But understand that as you work to scale your business and your list size grows, this percentage will decrease dramatically. Most entrepreneurs with 7-figure businesses and large lists find that only between 1% and 4% will end up being buyers. And that's not a problem, but it's important math to work with nonetheless. All right, so if we take those 120 buyers and we divide by our list of 1,200, we find that 10% have bought from us. Now that's pretty high, but if it's accurate, it is what it is. Write your percentage down for yourself. Now the next important calculation you need to make, and this might take a bit of legwork, is to find out your customer lifetime value, also known as your CLV. This is the amount your customers will spend with you over the lifetime of their interactions with your business. Now, for example, let's say you have a year-long coaching program and it's designed for people to continue for 3 years to complete all of the training you provide. Perhaps year 1 is 10,000, year 2 is 8,000, and year 3 is only 6,000. Furthermore, you factor in attrition, dropouts along the way, and you find that your customers end up spending 18,500 with you. Then that's your CLV. Be sure to include all buyers, no matter what they purchase. In other words, if one of the buyers included in your calculation only bought your $497 mini course, Well, that has to be accounted in the average. Now, here's how to arrive at your correct number. And for the moment, by the way, it's always changing. So you have 120 people who bought from you. You tabulate the amount spent by each person, regardless of if they are a year one student or a year three graduate, and you end up with 120 various dollar amounts. You add them all together and divide the result by 120. Now, as I said, this number is always changing. And yes, it is likely higher than what you came up with because, hey, not all of your customers are done spending money with you yet. However, this still gives us vitally important information. Write down your CLV and measure it about once every 6 months. Now, in addition, you should be looking at your list total from month to month as well. Take a regular measure of it and see how it's trending. Is it growing or is it shrinking? Now, to be ultra accurate in your calculations, be sure to only count the portion of your list that is still subscribed. Do not include the ones who have opted out already. Another important number that you're going to want to eventually get to is your cost per lead, or CPL. Now, this one could be a bit tougher to track unless you plan to do so in advance. So if your leads are coming from your website, well, they're likely free for the most part, though you could tabulate in the cost of your website, your webmaster if you use one, and anything you do to drive traffic to your site. Otherwise, look at how your leads are coming in and see what expenses you may have laid out to drive that traffic. Did you pay to be in a summit or a giveaway? If so, how many leads did you get from that when you did pay? If you paid $300 to be in a summit and you got 50 opt-ins from it, well, that's a $6 cost per lead. If you paid $250 to be in a giveaway and you got 300 opt-ins, that's a cost of 83 cents per lead. You got it? These numbers are critical keys to the success of your business. And in my next video, I'm going to show you both why they are and how to capitalize on knowing them. So don't move on with your day until you calculate these numbers for yourself. You can do it. Once you've got it, just hit the next video button below the screen and I'll see you there. And if all of this is already making sense to you and you know that the Infinite List is what you need to up-level your business game, just click on the Join the Infinite List button below and I'll see you on the inside.